So, let's define culture. I'm I'm not a literary scholar, philologist, I believe is the term. Defining words, knowing languages. I am with language as ignorant as the majority of other Americans. But I've had a lot of people on my feed, good friends, not good friends, bad actors, disingenuous, probably Russian trolls on my feed and on Facebook and online, because that's where I live, talking about culture. And how they don't want to be forced to do things because of other people's culture. And when they come to America, it's always they need to embrace American culture. That's the crux. They need to embrace American culture. And I hear it and see it over and over and over again, almost exclusively used as a conservative talking point. It's the culture. The culture. We need to preserve the American culture. We don't want other countries forcing their culture onto us. I'm not quite sure what forcing someone's culture onto you looks like, or onto us looks like. But I think as a country, as a citizenry, as an internet warrior, I'd love for someone to break down culture a bit, because people driving. Too many times people say the word culture, and what they mean is Jews, or blacks, or Muslims, or gays, or whatever subgroup that largely the MAGA hat wearing cult deems un-American. I have yet to see in the Constitution or anywhere where the the official doctrine of American culture has been written down, and where the deviations from that end up, or what the punishment for deviating from the indoctrinated American culture is. My frustration, as I'm sure, well, the orange baboon is responsible for much of this, but he's a symptom, of course. He's the excuse people are using. So when people say culture, this is rambling, this is my own thoughts. I've been having arguments online, discussions online, for years now, and I'm just trying to get through what this culture is and how to address when somebody uses the word culture. They don't want someone else's culture forced on them. They want to be able to take things from other people's culture, what they like as individuals, what the individual likes as the culture, but they want to reject the culture that they don't like. And what that always seems to look like is they like the food, but not the people, not the traditions. Now, I'm not a fan of most culture, period. American culture, Muslim culture, Mexican culture, European culture. I'm not a fan of most of it. Because 99% of the time, culture is a stand-in for religion. American culture is still largely gay is a sin, and we can't have that. And you can't take away my right to discriminate against someone's culture that I don't believe in, or that my God doesn't let me believe in. So a lot of times, most of the time, culture is a stand-in for religion. So right off the bat, I think culture is bullshit. Culture is what we make it. And so my argument, I guess, is I'm against people that use culture to oppress others. Don't bring your culture into my country unless I pre-approve it, or unless I select the part of culture that I agree with, and then you can have that. Also, the idea that, like I said earlier, that there's an American culture. America's a melting pot for all the cultures of the peoples that live here. Maybe the MAGA hat wearers are thinking that we should have an official culture that reflects the majority of people, of American citizens. How would that look? Are the majority of Americans white? Is it the white culture that you think is the majority, or should be the majority? Is the majority of Americans, are the majority of Americans Christian? Is that? I think that's probably closer in a lot of people's minds to their idea of culture. Christian conservative. So I think that plays a lot. This is a rambling video. Sometimes I post them to Facebook. Sometimes I just leave them on YouTube. But I think this one, if I decide to post it, I'll just leave on YouTube. I'm so incredibly discouraged and frustrated by the ignorance and how so many people are grasping onto simpleton logic and not questioning their own. I think I'm wrong all the time. One of the reasons I argue so much is I want to make sure that my opinions reflect reality. I think I've largely done that, and when it doesn't, I try to acknowledge, at least to myself, that I'm trying to push for something I want to be reality, but I know isn't. So my hopes, I push my hopes. I try to denounce others' bigotry and hatred, and still not be that guy online that everybody hates as soon as he starts commenting. Because I got that too. We're moving. Good luck. Peace.